There are a number of different areas to focus on with English. For skills: listening, reading, writing, speaking, language systems, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, discourse. Listening. I've already talked a lot about the benefit of just listening for fun or listening in a more active way. I did mention that it's good to be comfortable when listening. I should add to that I think it's important to try and listen to things that you don't completely understand. It's fine to listen to things that you don't understand completely. And the general opinion on this seems to be that you should push yourself when you listen and don't get put off if there are things you don't understand. It's in that challenging experience that your brain is really piecing things together. For example, if you struggle to understand my conversation with Daniel Burt, that's fine. In fact, that struggle is good. Listen again and keep trying. Don't give up. Push through those moments when you don't understand. Keep going. Don't let confusion stop you. Also, try to identify subtle differences between accents. You may only notice little differences at first, but eventually, you'll be more and more aware of the differences between accents. Eventually, you'll be able to say, this guy is from the north of England. This one's from Australia. Or whatever. Reading. Read a variety of texts. Again, try to find things that you enjoy. You should also be aware of your purpose for learning the language. What are you going to use English for in the future? You may need to read emails or business reports. It may be worth reading articles that talk about business trends. Otherwise, just reading any well-written text for enjoyment is a really good way to improve your literacy. There's lots of reading you can do. Blogs, newspapers, but also books, which you can download free online. Writing. Again, this is not one of the things that I focus on a lot on my channel. The focus is mainly on spoken English. However, transcribing videos can be good for your writing. You could also write your own blog, which contains your opinions or your outlook on a topic. Feel free to write a response to my videos in the comments section. You should aim to concisely express your opinion in a structured way, using the most appropriate words you can find, perhaps including some words you've picked up from that video. Think about the person reading the comment. Make it easy and enjoyable for them to read and focus on stating very clearly and efficiently exactly what it is you want to say. Considering those ideas can help you to make your writing more effective. If, however, you need to practice writing for the IELTS test, you will need to do more specifically focused writing practice, probably using an IELTS preparation book or following an IELTS course of some kind. My video can help you with general skills, vocab, etc. But for specific kinds of writing work, you should do some specific writing practice. 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 Speaking. Perhaps the best way to improve your speaking is to actually practice it in real-life situations. The requirements of that situation will train you to say the right things at the right time with the right tone. You should certainly be aware of how intonation is important in speech and apply it to your speech. You could just add some words or phrases you've heard from me and use them yourself. Or you can pick up some speech patterns and pronunciation from me and add that to your speech too. If you like, you could use my speaking as a kind of model for your own speech. More specifically, you could copy and repeat some of my sentences. Listen to a line I say and then repeat it, trying to sound exactly like me. You could listen to improve your English episodes on my channel. And whenever I present an example sentence, pause the episode and repeat it after me. Keep doing that until you feel your version is pretty similar to mine. So, just listen and repeat until you've worked out How to make the same sounds as me. Think about vowel and consonant sounds, combinations of consonants, and how to make those sounds with your mouth. Think about connected speech. What happens when words are pronounced fluently together in a sentence? They might get pronounced differently. Certain sounds may be dropped when words are linked, and some sounds may be added when words are linked to. Pay attention to these aspects of pronunciation. Pick an extract from the video with a transcript and record yourself saying it. Compare your version with my version. Then, work on the transcript. Underline the stressed words. Add lines to represent pauses for emphasis and identify word links in pronunciation. Listen to me saying that extract again and check your sound against the transcript. Now, record yourself doing it again, this time adding the intonation, pausing, and sentence stress. Compare that to the original. This can help you develop awareness and control of speech patterns. Record yourself just talking in response to one of my videos. If I've talked about UFOs, for example, not yet, but I will, then you could record yourself talk about UFOs too. Try to include any words I presented to you on that topic. The main thing is practice. Use as many opportunities to practice as you can. Join clubs to meet English speakers. Use the internet. Find groups on meetup.com in which people are doing language exchanges. Put yourself outside your comfort zone. Don't be shy. Give it a try. Take the initiative. No one can do the speaking for you. There's no shame in making mistakes. You have to be in it to win it. So open your mouth and get talking. Remember that English is about what you can do, not just about what you know. Be active. Find your voice in English. If you're in a classroom, don't be one of those quiet students. It's completely up to you to start talking. And why not do it in the safety of a language class? That's the whole point. Speak up in class, and use that as a safe place to experiment and make mistakes. Experiment. Switch off your editor. Don't listen to the voice in your head, which is telling you to keep quiet or telling you that you can't say something, because it might be wrong. It does not matter if you're wrong. Remember that you have to say something wrong about 5 times before you get it right. Get through those 5 times nice and quick, and then you'll be fine. Sometimes opening your mouth is the hardest thing to do, but once you've started speaking, it gets easier. Keep up the momentum. Keep your voice warm. Stay positive. Enjoy expressing yourself. Your teacher will love it. If you're an active member of the class, in fact, you need to prove to your teacher that you're making an effort. We always like those talkative and positive students. Use that to your advantage. You'll be more likely to get good grades and get leveled up. Be nice. Be friendly. Be talkative. But also listen to others and help them too. That's a recipe for success for any language learner. As for the speaking, it is a different question. If you want to improve your speaking through LEP, you have to approach this actively. Not everyone is willing to do this. Some people tend to be shy, have approach anxiety, etc., and prefer listening to the videos as passive recipients. That is fine. However, here are some suggestions on how you can actually improve even your speaking skills. Contact someone via the LEP community. There are a lot of interesting people eager to learn English from all around the world. Contact those who have a similar level as you. This way you can both benefit and learn from each other, and no one will get bored. Ideally, have an interest in common. Sci-fi films, sport. You already have one important topic in common. Try to befriend these people. Add them on Facebook. Start Skype conversations with them or something. Record yourself speaking about a topic. Ask yourself questions related to LEP. Answer these questions or just practice vocabulary in the videos. Listen back to yourself. Try correcting your errors. Record and compare your recordings made sometime later to see your improvements. Record comments in audio boo. Max 3 minutes. Why is everyone so shy? Is everyone afraid that they will be judged? Who cares? Just be friendly. And you should be accepted by the community. This channel is a teacher. It deals with mistakes every day. We all make mistakes. Never be afraid to make mistakes. A man who never made mistakes. Never made anything. Are you afraid to take on a challenge and face our greatest fear? Public humiliation. Well, don't be. If we fight it actively, without fear, we can significantly improve our speaking skills this way. You can always speak to yourself in the mirror and go crazy. Become the next Hamlet. Speaking is not about passivity. So move your arse and find some interaction. Note, by following these tips, you will work on your English speaking skills, pronunciation, grammar, and vocab. You can focus on trying to use expressions. This channel has taught you listening skills as you listen to your friends talking. For example, there are so many benefits to active speaking practice. Let me just remind you of the theory of exposure. I have talked about this before. The idea is that, by listening to lots of English over extended periods, you're feeding your subconscious with all the patterns of English usage. Your brain is hearing all these patterns of English, including frequent word combinations like prepositions, tenses, features of pronunciation, etc. Ultimately, it all goes into your head and informs your sense of instinct for the language so that when you come to do a test in English, you feel the answer. You know that this particular preposition goes with this particular verb just because you've heard it a number of times before and so it feels natural. Feed your head with English. Feel the English rather than knowing it. Use the force. Young Jetty. And remember the force will be with you always. Oh, and don't forget, you're never too old for this. Language study is a great way to keep your mind fresh and supple. My grandfather is over 90 years old and he's still really sharp. Perhaps this is because he's still going to French and Spanish classes on a regular basis. On what I really mean rather than just on the specific items of language I'm using. The primary focus is to just understand what I mean, hopefully at a fairly deep level, in order to laugh at something I've said or feel moved by it. And then you kind of pick up the language as a result of that. You might not be immediately aware that you've learned some new language in this way. In fact, this kind of acquisition probably informs your past knowledge of the language. I welcome your comments. Let's share our thoughts on this subject together.
On this channel, I'll continue to provide you with the tools and resources you need to improve your English for completely free. So, subscribe, stay with me, and let's keep learning together. Remember, learning a language is a journey. It takes time and effort, but if you keep practicing, you will get better. Believe in yourself, stay motivated, and don't give up. You can do it.